Greetings and salutations, YouTube land. Preevil here again with not an unboxing video, actually. I know, what has the world come to, right? Unfortunately, with all the problems going on with shipping right now, I've got a bunch of packages that are just, I don't know when they're supposed to get here. Stuff that was supposed to get here last week. I'm recording this on Sunday. Stuff that was supposed to be here Thursday or Friday has been delayed and isn't making it. And unfortunately, it's really tough to plan videos when 3-day shipping is taking a week and a half. So I decided to take some suggestions from viewers. One person suggested that I do a collection show-off. I'm not really someone who likes to brag too much, so I decided to twist it a little bit. Along with showing off one of my collections, I'm also going to be giving some tips on how to properly store your collection. Are you ready? Let's begin. So, as you know if you've watched my videos, I've recently gotten into collecting autographs quite a bit. It's one of those things I've always dabbled in here or there, but I've really gotten into it recently. Mostly through the mystery boxes I've been getting. Now, one of the biggest issues with collecting autographs is how to store and display them. When I first got into it, I really didn't know what to do. I kind of just jumped in, started getting stuff, and I really had no idea how to display it. I looked online, I found some answers, there's a bunch of stuff. You know, a lot of stuff basically boils down to, hey, buy our product, it's perfect for what you need, wink. And I really don't trust stuff like that, you know. So after looking around, I basically discovered there's 3 possibilities, each with their pluses and minuses. The first one I don't have a good example of because it's not something I really like to do, is framing. If you want to frame an autograph, you either really have to know what you're doing, or you have to pay like the craft stores to do it, and that gets pricey. The biggest downside with framing is, number one, like I said, it's pricey to do. You can really only do one at a time, and if you have limited wall space, you're up a creek. You know, in my house, unless I start taking down wedding pictures or photos of the kids, which isn't happening anytime soon, let me tell you, I really don't have wall space. I really can't hang any autographs. If you do have ample wall space and you want to, go ahead, it's fine. Biggest thing I can say is make sure you get it matted. I've seen in some of the groups I'm in, people just put the autograph right up against the glass. What happens is it will stick to the glass, and if you ever, for whatever reason, have to take it out of there, you will destroy the picture. So make sure you've got a frame, so you've got that little bit of buffer. Make sure it's acid-free and all that, something that's safe. The next option, which I have one here, is top loaders. You may remember this picture from my Zobi fail video from a little while back. Still available for trade or sale if you're interested. Most companies ship everything in top loaders. You can also purchase them yourself. They're really good protection. If you're going to a con and you're going to get signatures, having a bunch of these is a really great idea, because it will protect them while you're walking around, getting banged into, getting a drink, and all that stuff. The top loaders, I'm not sure how much they are. I've gotten all mine with autographs. If you get a bunch, you probably have a stack of them. They do tend to get a little pricey from what I've heard, especially if you're collecting, like, these are 8x10s. If you go much bigger than this, you're gonna be shelling out for the top loaders. Some of them get as high as like 10 or 15 bucks a piece, depending on size. And the biggest issue with these is, unless, once again, you're sticking it up on the wall, you really can't display this. This is what I was doing when I first started collecting autographs, and it was just a pain. I had them all sitting in a box. Anytime I wanted to look at them, I literally had to just dig through, flip through, and these things get heavy. When you've got, 20 or 30 autographs, the box, you're going to hurt yourself, let's face it. So these are good for protection, not as great for display unless, once again, you have a enough wall space. What I finally decided on after looking around was these. These are art portfolios from the company Itoya, I think it's pronounced. Itoya. You can get these at craft stores. You can get them on Amazon, which is where I usually get them. I know, Amazon's evil, but it's the only thing that's open when I have time to shop right now, so that's what I go with. There's a ton of sizes available. I have an 8x10 one over here that I use for music, movie, TV shows. My wrestling ones are in these 3 big ones, because I started my collection actually with a couple larger pieces, so I went with the larger ones. Right now, my collection's divided up into 3 of these. One of them is getting a little full, so I'm gonna have to decide how to split it up soon. Right now, I've got my Hall of Famers, my male wrestlers, and my female wrestlers, my women wrestlers. This may change depending on how things go. I really haven't decided. Any suggestions, please shoot me a comment down below. So I thought I'd show off a few of my pieces and talk about them. So if you've watched my videos, you probably saw when I got this one. It's Bret Hart, my all-time favorite wrestler. This was an auction win, and I was really excited to get it. Up next, I have the Hulkster, Hulk Hogan. This was one I purchased. It's a blank page here. One day I'm hoping to either have Steve Austin or The Undertaker here. So really the only people I felt could be opposite Hulk Hogan. Up next, a piece you've never seen before. That's a Ric Flair autograph. I haven't gotten Charlotte on there yet, but I'm hoping to one day. And right next to him, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson, his best buddy. So this was a Pro Wrestling Crate one, I believe. This one is actually kind of one of the ones that started my collection. So there was a local store, did a lot of resale stuff, buy, sell, use DVDs, collectibles, that sort of thing. They got into a dispute with the landlord and decided to go online only, and they did a bunch of big sales. One of the big things they did was a bunch of auctions on Facebook. I managed to pick up quite a few wrestling autographs at pretty good prices through that. And because of that, it kind of led me down the alley I am now, where I've collected a bunch of them. Up next, this is Tony Atlas and Saba Simba. Before that store went under, they did a signing with Tony Atlas, because he's actually fairly local to me. I went down for it, and I got this one, which I love the picture of him slamming Hogan. And then later on, they did a private signing where he signed some Saba Simba ones. And since I love alternate wrestlers, I grabbed those. Next, we have Kurt Angle and Bob Backlund. Both of these were auction wins. Both of them were like really, really cheap for what these guys usually charge. I think Backlund was like $14. I want to say Kurt Angle was only like $20, which is an absolute steal for him. Up next, the beginning of my D-Generation X collection. The New Age Outlaws and X-Pac. You might have seen these ones. X-Pac was a pro wrestling tease, and the other one came from High Spots. Mark Henry and Ron Simmons. Once again, High Spots and Pro Wrestling. Ted DiBiase and Tito Santana, both from High Spots. Some of these have themes on the pages, some don't. I'm still kind of working on that. Jimmy Hart and Brutus Beefcake. Split between the Niagara Falls and the Pro Wrestling Crate, I think that was. My China one you may have seen me get from Zobi, and the Bob Backlund that I got from Niagara Falls. Just recently got these, Hacksaw and The Godfather. And then my final one, I think I got in my last video, Diamond Dallas Page, who at the time I didn't even realize was in the Hall of Fame. I was looking at an old list when I did it. Now, in the back of this are 2 non-Hall of Famers. Well, not Hall of Famers yet. So this, alright, is an ad for the Retromania Wrestling game that's coming out really soon. They post a lot of stuff on YouTube, so if you're into it, check it out. It's a sequel to the old WrestleFest arcade game. As you can see, I got this at PAX and got it signed by the Blue Meanie. My goal is to get all the other living wrestlers in the game to sign this. I do wish Meanie had signed in like silver instead of blue, but I get the theme. I'm supposed to be meeting Animal in November, fingers crossed. So I'll be adding him on here, which is why I stuck it in the Hall of Fame. Then I'm hoping to grab the others. Zack Saber's probably gonna be the hardest. I don't know how many signings he does over here. The final page, this isn't a Hall of Famer, but I just didn't have room. This is also an autograph from PAX. I can't see. Unfortunately, it's a really awkward size for me to get in here. This is from the Dungeons & Dragons game that they play, Acquisitions Incorporated. I honestly don't know everyone on here. This is Chris Straub. He's a cartoonist. Gabe and Tycho, who do Penny Arcade. And the main reason this is in here is this signature right here. If you can't make it out, that's from the New Day, Xavier Woods. He started doing a... he has the gaming channel Up, Up, Down, Down. And he's started doing... he's joined the Acquisitions Inc. team at PAX several times. The videos are on YouTube. Check them out. They're hysterical when he plays. He comes up with stuff that nobody else would ever think about in their life, okay? And he also ran his own group at PAX. I was lucky enough to get that signed at PAX. There was no charge. I'm still kicking myself because there was one year where he was there, Alexa Bliss, Tyler Breeze, and I'm blanking on her name. She's out injured. She does the Eclipse. It'll come to me. She's a really good wrestler, but she may not be able to wrestle again because of her injury, which really sucks. But she was there, and a couple of NXT talents playing D&D. They were awesome. Try to find the video if you can. If I find it, I'll link it down below. I unfortunately found out they were signing just after it closed. I didn't know they were there. Otherwise, I would have gotten all of them. I was so upset. I could have jumped in the line. There was hardly any line. At the time, I didn't know who Up, Up, Down, Down were. I'm still kicking myself over that. So I'll just flip through this quickly because it's starting to get a little long already. This is my non-Hall of Fame male wrestlers. You can see my sticker collection on there. Retromania Wrestling, Lucha Underground. Most of these others you've probably seen in videos. This is a Warhorse one. It was part of a set he sold. I didn't get it. My friend Will did and gave me it. So there's Magnum TA. Penta and Vampiro. Penta and Phoenix. Not going to comment too much on these unless they're ones you guys haven't seen. My Jimmy Hart collection. Which I'm honestly shocked the Mountie isn't in the Hall of Fame yet. No real connection there. Lex Luger and IRS. Ryback and Glacier. Glacier is a Pro Wrestling Tees one before I started doing videos. Ryback is yet another one I got stupidly cheap at that going out of business sale. Johnny Impact, Johnny Nitro, Johnny Mundo, whatever you care to call him. Johnny Retro. This was from that sale. This was from a Zobi deal. I honestly don't even remember that guy's name. It took me 3 days to figure out who the heck he was. Kane with a blank page, because who do you put with Kane? You've seen these, Quang and the Goon. Seen these recently, the Patriot and Puma King. No real connection there either. Did I skip a page? Dr. Wagner and Kalisto. Kalisto was from the Going Out of Business. Nope, didn't. Okay. So it's Diego and Santo, or I don't know. I got these for like a couple bucks each at that Going Out of Business sale, so I just grabbed them. Tyson Kidd and Neville, kind of my wasted potential in WWE page. I really thought Neville was going to do better. Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder and Doink. This was from the Going Out of Business sale. Doink, when Tony Atlas signed, they had one of the Doinks as well. I think this was Doink number 3. 3 or 4, I don't remember. He's also a local to me, so I was able to get him. Mr. Aguilla and Psychosis. The North and Flip somebody or other, I don't remember. My currently on Hot Water page of names I won't mention. I know one of them's back, but I'm not sure he's over it yet. One of my favorites, the Mac from Lucha Underground and Super Crazy from EC D'Lo Brown and Ricochet. Blue Meanie and Hangman Adam Page. Axe and AJ Styles. Once again, no real reason. Essa Rios and Rhino. Jericho and the Hardy Boys. You just saw these guys. Warlord and One Man Gang. And the back page is something kind of neat. So in here, it's an autograph from Rodriguez. A Mick Foley signed certificate of authenticity for his t-shirts, and the DVD cover. This is one that I picked up from that Going Out of Business auction. The cover's a little more beat up than I would have liked. However, if you can't tell, it's signed by Triple H, RVD, Kane, JBL, I don't remember that one. It was somebody big. I wish I could. I think I have the certificate for it. And that chicken scratch there is The Undertaker. I really, really wanted something signed by him. Honestly, I might have paid a little more than I should have for that, but it was well under just getting an Undertaker autograph by itself. I wish it was in better shape, or at least, still on the DVD or something. But it was an Undertaker autograph that came with some bonuses. Last but not least, we have the women wrestler. You can see my Elizabeth Army sticker on there. Actually, not a lot of stickers of the women out there. It's kind of disappointing. This was one of my big pickups from the Going Out of Business sale. The Man Becky Lynch in a nice 11x14 picture. I got this like less than 20 bucks. This thing was an absolute steal. I could not believe I got it that cheap. Alexa Bliss and my dual signed of Emma and Paige. Thunder Rosa and Natty and AJ Lee. AJ does not get enough credit. She really started the women's revolution, and WWE has totally forgotten her, and I think it's a shame and an insult. This is really getting long. Lana and Zelina Vega. Yeah, I'm blanking on names now. Oh, Asuka and... I don't remember who this is. They were both from the Going Out of Business sale. They were really cheap. Couple of ones I picked up in deals. I'm not a big fan of like the pinup photos. I prefer wrestling photos. think that's Christy Ham and Kimberly. Kimber just got signed to Impact. And my final one for now, Summer Rae. I don't think I've got any. Alright. Then in the back is my Elizabeth Army signed one. So, as you can tell, the Itoya folders, no, X. It's the problem with those damn micro brawlers. They do not stand up for the life of them. So anyway, the Itoya folders are great because you can keep a lot in there. They're designed for artwork, so they're very protective, acid-free and all that. You know, they're nice because if you have like a coffee table, you can lay them out, so you can flip through them and see them. The only real downside is you can't really have them out in the open, but if you don't have wall space, I think Itoya folders are the absolute best way you can go. Like I said, they're really not that expensive. They're tough right now just because I don't think there's a lot of them available in the country right now. So I'm having to pay a little more than I like, but they're still under 20 bucks a piece for the 11x14s. So this ended up being a little longer than I thought. If you made it to the end, shoot me that thumbs up. Anything to say on my collection? If you've got any other ideas for ways to store photos, any comments on my collection, you know, give them to me down below. Hit that bell to be annoyed every time I post a video. Subscribe if you haven't so you get all my videos when they're posted. That button should be floating around. Any other ideas for non-unboxing videos to do, please shoot me a message. If you want to see more of this, if you want to see other collections I have, if you can tell by the background of the videos, I collect a lot of things, so I've got a lot to show off. As always, be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes!